Boston Bruins look to add big this offseason. A few names have been mentioned, and a few familiar faces could be potentially returning to the Boston Bruins. So we're going to be going over one that many Bruins fans want to see back with this team, as well as some players that are confirmed or just about to be confirmed leaving the roster this offseason. So we're going to be talking about, like I said, all of that here in this video. Before we do, though, we know that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here as we cover this very busy offseason from our favorite team. And we expect a lot here, and Don Sweeney is making us believe that. Trust me. So, like I said, let's get right into the first topic here, which is the Bruins seem to be targeting Tyler Bertuzzi once again in the offseason. And we know, very familiar face with this Boston Bruins organization, Tyler Bertuzzi, who was currently when he was under contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And there's also seeming like he could be going back there, but the Bruins seem to be making a very big push. And this comes here from the Hockey News article, I believe this one is. It says, while a Bertuzzi reunion would make sense for the Bruins this offseason, there's a chance that the star forward won't make it to free agency, according to insider Pierre LeBrun. There is mutual interest between the Maple Leafs and Bertuzzi to get a new contract done. It's not surprising that the Maple Leafs are interested in re-signing him. While his time at the club started off very underwhelming, play picked up noticeably as the campaign rolled on. In addition, he found a home at the Maple Leafs' top six and became one of their most important contributors. This making sense that both parties are getting or close to open to getting a new deal. So one thing that really there does suck, obviously, for the Bruins is that there's mutual interest to return for Tyler Bertuzzi. We know that the Maple Leafs are going to have to do a lot of juggling in this offseason with their cap and with everything. They're going to want a lot of players to come back. They won't be able to make it happen, and if they don't want to bring him back, that's when they have the openness to any free agents. However, Tyler Bertuzzi is definitely going to be wanting a bit of money. He started off slow, as the article said there, and what we know, and then really picked up at the end of the season and in the playoffs. You can see here the stats: 21 goals and 22 assists for 43 points. If he had started this earlier on in the season, these numbers could be very close to just about double what we see here. Only 29. He's a lot of positive, a lot of upside, and he's a guy that you want to have on Bruins roster that needs to get a bit more physical, a bit bigger, a bit more tough, and he would be the perfect candidate. Now, we also have some positives to come from this, being that LeBrun also noted that the Maple Leafs are juggling a few things. As I said, the Bertuzzi's re-signing with the club is not set in stone. We will now need to keep a very close eye on the situation from here, mainly because the Maple Leafs have very limited options. They can only do a set amount of things, and do they really want to commit to Tyler Bertuzzi long-term in this situation like this when they may have other free agents they want to go to? Now, we also know the whole Mitch Marner situation, which is going to open up a lot of cap if he is traded, but, Tyler Bertuzzi right now is not the main priority for this team, so hopefully that they kind of go back off of him a bit and, kind of just let him walk. Hopefully that's the case, because we want to see him back in a Boston uniform. And the Bruins also have entering this season with just under $21 million in cap space and will surely do some spending. Don Sweeney has made it clear he wants to improve the club's scoring and has the freedom to do so now. And I also have another quote from Don Sweeney here. He says, I think they, being Coyle and Zacha, stepped up on forward, and several other guys did too, but we have to compliment them. And this right here is a very telltale sign that he wants to add to this forward group, whether it be center or not. We have the option to move Pavel Zacha to the wing, keep them both center. You have to assume Poitras, Beecher, a lot of these younger guys will start to get more opportunities in this next season. So I think what we're seeing right now is Don Sweeney kind of hint at wanting a lot more wingers, wanting some wingers that can kind of do it all, some that are good at scoring, some that will definitely get under the opposing team's skin. We've had a lot of rumors, reports about possible wingers such as Tyler Bertuzzi here. One of the more likely options, then some pretty crazy ones, being Patrick Kane as well, which I may make a video on, because that just kind of seems absurd to me. But either way, I think Don Sweeney is really looking forward to and willing and trying to put his foot down on the gas pedal now to get this team at the point where they want to be with all the players they want to have, just to be able to fill us up perfectly. I do have the forwards here once again. I pulled this up in I believe it was last video before we were talking about some other players, but the center depth is not bad. Morgan Geekie was the first line, second line center at the end of the playoffs here. Coyle, Zacha, they still need that number one center. So we're not going to forget that. That's really still a big part of this offseason. and there are many options. But the wingers as well, they've been fine. They've been pretty okay. James van Riemsdyk, Danton Heinen, two guys, as well as Pat Maroon, that or three of them, all are free agents. So we don't really know what's going to happen. Jake DeBrusk is I'd say a 50-50 with him, what we know right now. So a lot of work is going to have to be done. Tyler Bertuzzi I think, is a great option. Let me know what you guys think. I know from the comments, most of the thoughts on Tyler Bertuzzi is very positive. We want him back on this team, and absolutely deserved. He is a very good player, and we need him back on Boston because he is a Boston Bruin in my mind. But let's move on now to our second topic, which is the forward who is unlikely or likely not returning to this lineup that we had seen for a little while this season. Played some up and down, but really just didn't find his groove, I guess we could say, with the Boston Bruins, and that is James van Riemsdyk. He signed a one-year, $1 million contract last offseason with the Bruins after they really didn't have much cap space, and they kind of needed just to get a deal done, make another forward available for this team. And we'll say he worked out for the most part, but we don't expect James van Riemsdyk at his age now or, from previous years to really do too much. But the Bruins have a lot of spending to do this summer, a lot of money. And I don't think James van Riemsdyk will be a possibility, as you can see on the second paragraph here of this article, that they don't really need him. They want to make this lineup better, and he's not going to be the guy to make this lineup a difference or make it a game-changing lineup. So, you can see here, 27 assists, 11 goals, 38 points in 71 games is really still not bad. He can certainly still play the game. He can still play it well. He got the great mind for it, but at 35 years old and the way this Bruins team is going, I don't think that he's going to be a necessary big part of this team. So this is another thing just trying to take away from this, is to know that is one position that will need to be filled. And I'll pull up these once again. We do have Fabian Lysell. We do have Johnny Beecher, who is in the lineup here. But the Bruins don't have that massive prospects pool that we see a lot of teams have, that they can just kind of bring anybody in the lineup. So let's just assume that Jake DeBrusk, Danton Heinen, and James van Riemsdyk all do not return. We only have one left winger on this lineup then, being Brad Marchand, and Fabian Lysell as well, who is in the AHL currently and was hurt, assuming that he does make an NHL appearance next season, or start in the NHL. They're going to have to do some shopping on the wings, as well as the center. Like I said, Pavel Zacha can move over to the wing. There's a lot of things the Bruins are going to have to do, but I do enjoy the fact that we're at least in on Tyler Bertuzzi. Tyler Bertuzzi's name has been floating around the staff of this team, the management, and everything, kind of keeping the idea of him on this roster, returning to this roster, would be a fantastic thing. So let me know what you think about Tyler Bertuzzi. Who else of this lineup here on these forwards do you think is going to leave this lineup and not return? At least we know right now could be James van Riemsdyk. 50-50, like I said, on Jake DeBrusk. We still really don't know. Danton Heinen and Pat Maroon, two questionable ones, but I think the Bruins could bring them back. So let me know. A lot of interesting stuff that we're going to have to cover here in this offseason. So make sure to hit the sub button if you do not want to miss out on any of it, because I'll be keeping you guys updated, like I said here in the intro, with everything that this team has to offer. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.